The new Darklords have arrived. We have our next round of support. And if you guys noticed, they're doing a giveaway over on the official Twitter account for America, which almost goes hand in hand with the new Darklord support. I think this is all just coincidence, though. So, if you guys haven't noticed, by the way, you might notice something about the Darklord ladies having similar feels to these two girls here. I just want to point that out here. So we got Darklord of Enjoyment. Okay, so 0-1600. Okay, so you can only use this card's first and second effects of its name once per turn each. During the main phase, quick effect, immediately after this effect resolves, tribute summon one fairy monster face up. Pretty good. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can have all face-up monsters your opponent controls lose 500 attack and defense for each fairy monster on the field until the end of the turn. Downside here, you're only going to probably get a 500 buff down. Maybe 1,000, if that. But we've got level 4, 0 attack, gives me the ability to beam out a tribute monster. So once again, we're still kind of in that same place that we've always been with Darklords. They're not giving us much of a quicker way to summon them, except through these tributes. Then we got Darklord of Pleasure. Ooh, she's got 1,600 attack, if you know what I mean. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can take 2 Darklord monsters with different levels from your hand and or, except Darklord Pleasure, special summon one of them to your opponent's field in defense position and the other to your hand. You cannot activate monster effects for the rest of this turn except for fairy monsters. Bad news here. We're giving our opponent a monster. Good news, we're getting a tribute fodder to our hand. Bad news is this card itself does not allow you to summon the Darklord that you are recruiting for. Not too happy about that, but on the down or upside here, we have a search card for the big bad boys here. All right, so take it with a grain of salt. It is what it is. It's really interesting that the 0 gives us the additional tribute, and Pleasure gives us another way to search things. And we don't have really any... Is there any way to beam these out besides, like, Valhalla or things like that? Because as far as I know at this point in time, there does not exist a very simple way to get out these on the field, besides, like, Condemned Dark Witch. But that's a story for another day. Darklord Nergal. Okay, well, he looks really cool. He's a fat 8-star, though, so really hoping that this is of some value here. So you can only special summon Darklord Nergal once per turn, so standard for each of these. Fairy monsters you control inflict piercing damage to your opponent. Alright. And then we get the standard quick effect. You can pay 1,000 light points, target a Darklord spell and trap card in your graveyard, and apply that target's effect to this card, and then shuffle the target into your deck. It's really nice. We've got another monster that gives us access to toggling. The good thing here is Nergal is level 8, so we can actually abuse trade in more with this deck. More draw power cards are always a good thing, in my opinion. Outside of that, like, we get trample off of this. Is that really worth it? Because he doesn't have a special summon clause. He gives you trample, sure, and then you get the standard shuffle back, apply X effect on your card. Once again, not a super big fan of this. Just trade-in fodder is a good thing. Alright, maybe we'll have some other level of support that we can abuse with this, but for the most part, yikes. We'll take it for what we get, I guess. So, that's Darklord Nergal. Now, this one... This is nice. Lucifer, the Dark Lord himself, has finally... Darklord of the Morningstar. Fusion, 4,000, 4,000. The apex of being dropped off of my Kaleidomir. Because this card is so bad. Alright, okay. requirements to make this are 3 Dark Fairies. Good news, all right, we've got a super poly target now for Darklords. All right, I don't know how often that's going to come up, but we got it, okay? If this card is fusion summoned using a Darklord Morningstar as a material, you can destroy all cards your opponent controls. Spells, traps, everything. You just have to combine him with not 1, but 2 of those things. Fairy monsters you control cannot be targeted by an opponent's card effect. Alright, that's pretty good. During the main phase, quick effect, you can pay 1,000 life points, special summon 1 fairy monster from your hand or graveyard. I am dedicating 3 monsters to this thing to make. And you're telling me I can't even special from the deck for you? Like, what a okay. What a garbage card. Alright. I'm looking forward to dropping this off of my Kaleidoscope so that I can summon out my Nekroz. That's the only real thing I'm looking forward to with this. Alright, I'm going to be honest with you. Summoning conditions are too hard. 4K is pretty alright, but you're already playing Darklords. You're already on an eternal house of brick. Alright? And what you're telling me here is we're just trying to expand that house out a little bit. Huh? Our last new card today, Rebellious Darklord. Hello. Okay. The art is really nice. We'll say that. Send 1 Darklord monster from your hand or face up from the field to the graveyard. Okay, so we already got a hot discard here. Fusion summon 1 Darklord or 1 Dark Fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters that you control or have in your hand as fusion material, and then gain life points equal to the combined attack of the monsters sent to the graveyard. Hold up here. So you're telling me, 1, I have to play a trap card, okay? So we draw our 5 cards, okay? So now we are going to set our trap card. Okay, that's 1 card. We're going to activate the trap. We're going to send our Darklord. The next 3 cards that we are going to have to burn off to fusion summon are 3 Darklords. We've committed 5 cards to this summon. It doesn't even let us use materials from our deck. Alright, why? Why was it so hard to build this on in to the card? Alright, I don't know. That's some really big shenanigans there. Alright, so this card is hot garbage. Alright, so overall, what are we looking at here? Good news with Morningstar. Now I thought about this. It says, if this card is fusion summoned using Darklord Morningstar as a material, does that count for things like Muddrag, the things that can specifically substitute the material in the name? I don't think we can because it doesn't specifically list the name in the fusion material, so we can't do that. I don't think. I could be wrong. Comment down below and tell me if you can, but because the materials are so generic, I don't think we can. I'm looking forward to this just being a Kaleidoscope target, I'm going to be honest with you. You made the most costly fusion card in the entire game of Yu-Gi-Oh, by the way. But hey, you know what? You can fusion summon any Dark Fusion monster from the extra deck, by the way. It doesn't have to just be this. You just got a hot burn off a Darklord. Alright, like, whoo, that's trash. Nergal is alright. I mean, being level 8 is the only real synergy that this guy gives to it. You missed a line of text on Pleasure that said you can summon the Darklord that you added to your hand, to your field. Well, we give our opponent 1. I'm just saying that would have been very nice. I think the only real good thing that we got here is enjoyment. Just being able to allow us to tribute things and give a power down. But this round of support is super disappointing. Like, look at this. Look at this guy. This is the face of Kaleidoscope now. Alright. Good news is this is going to make a hot fire mat. Oh, God. 100%. This is one of the best looking cards in the game. But Darklord Morningstar with 3 darks. How expensive do you have to be to make this card? I'm done ranting. Peace out. I'm so disappointed. The ride never truly ends. Thank you, patrons, for helping support the channel. Without you guys, I don't know if I'd still be doing this. And for those of you that like Cardfight Vanguard, FanColt40 is here for all your content needs. And those of you asking if I sell cards, mcoolgames.com for all your trading card game needs. Check the description for more interesting info. Thanks for watching, guys.